What's up? What's up? It's your favorite attorney, Attorney Allie Booker. You already know what time it is. I am here teaching you how to cope with your case until you can get yourself to an attorney's office. We know that you cannot find an attorney at 10 o'clock at night and 3 o'clock in the morning. However, I can teach you how to move so that you are able to take care of your case until you can get to an attorney so that we can go fight and win for you. Without further ado, court and class is now in session. They wrote me and they said, can I get my money back after I paid for hospice care if my father died the same day that I paid? My father died August the 2nd of 2022. I delivered the payment out of my pocket to the man in charge of the place earlier that same day. The payment was supposed to cover the next 30 days of hospice care. I have the receipts and the first page of the contract from when I made the deal with the man in charge. Please advise me on what to do until I get an attorney. Hospice care is tricky, guys, because much of the time that someone is in hospice care, we can never afford it. Hospice and rehab and nursing home care are expensive, guys. Unless you are Elon Musk, and I would offer up to you Mark Cuban, and many people that are on that level, you cannot afford it. And I would argue that Mark Cuban is not going to pay for hospice care for his or her mother. They're going to have that mother go on her own assets and get either the government to pay for it or the insurance company pay for it and subsidize it themselves. It could be hundreds and thousands of dollars for someone to be in a hospice care, a nursing home, or rehab for just 1 month. So I don't agree with the fact that this person made an out-of-pocket payment for the next 30 days. It just does not sound logical. What I do believe happened was that this person had a mother or a family member who was in transition to Medicaid. And much of the time what happens is when someone goes into hospice care, because it is so costly, they will be able to get Medicaid or Medicare if they're rich. Medicare, okay? Medicare comes with a copay. Much of the time you pay 30%, they pay 70%. You pay 20%, they pay 80%. So maybe her mother was rich and she was paying this portion. But what happens is anytime you get Medicaid or Medicare, you're running on your income. The government is not going to take care of you and allow you to keep your assets. I repeat, the government is not going to take care of you and allow you to keep your assets. Whenever your parents transition into Medicaid or Medicare or some sort of alternative government care, which they will need for hospice, rehab, or a nursing home, they generally sign over all of their assets to that particular state or government agency, which would be Medicaid or Medicare. When they sign all of their assets over, it puts them in a situation that they don't necessarily or technically have the assets to pay. The purpose of signing your assets over is to be able to at least give a little bit of a refund to Medicaid or Medicare in the event that you have some money left over. Because how are they going to be paying your stay at the hospital, at the rehab, or at the nursing home, but allowing you to get extra money on the side? That doesn't make any sense. If you're broke and you need their help, then you're broke and you need their help. So that doesn't mean that you can then go make money on the side and not give it to them. They're entitled to every dime that you get, okay? And that is why a lot of the times after someone passes, you guys will realize that Medicaid has a huge lien on the property. And it's due to the time that your parent went in hospice, rehab, or nursing home care and needed to get Medicaid or Medicare to take care and to cover it so that they could get the health care that they needed. And what happens is they state their claim on the bank accounts and on the money. So what I said all that to say this, the man is not going to be able to issue a refund to you, ma'am. The reason the man can't issue a refund to you is because he doesn't know whether that money came from your mom's bank account or your own. And so until he gets the go for Medicaid or Medicare, he cannot process a refund directly to you for your mother. No refunds can be processed. And if a refund is processed, it's going to go to Medicaid or to Medicare because your mother had, in transitioning to this type of care, signed these assets over to them. So if anybody gets some money back, it's going to be Medicaid or Medicare. The only way that you can get it back is if you're able to get with these agencies. You're going to have to get with Medicaid or Medicare, and you're going to have to get a release of that money from them. because this man deals with Medicaid and Medicare every day in running that hospice home. He or she does not want to get in trouble with the government. He or she does not want to lose their contract with the government. He or she does not want to go to jail due to defrauding the government. So he is not going to process that refund to you based on the contract and the paperwork involved. He's got to process that refund to Medicaid or Medicare, and you have to go to Medicaid or Medicare to seek a refund of that money. And they will give you what's called a release, and that release can be taken to him to get the money if it is due to you. But all money coming back from anything dealing with your mother is going to first go to the two entities that took care of your mother while she was in that hospice care, that rehab, or that nursing home. And that's going to be to Medicaid or to Medicare. Does that make sense? So start with them. Next case.
Think it's time I made that call. I'm locked up and facing charges. Who gon' fight these cases for me? I called Booker Law Firm. They got the job done. They were right there for me.
For more information, contact the Booker Law Firm at 713-292-2225.